channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's our live free sports picks for the games beginning here at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, we got Wayne Scott with us today. Mitch, Wednesdays with Mitch. Big Al McMordie. Got Chris Ruffolo, Rod Zawacky. Dana will sign it about the bottom of the hour. Then we have Ninos, and here's how they'll line up for this evening. We've got Ruffolo, Mitch, McMordie, Scott, Zawacky, Lane, Ninos, and then I will close this one out. All right, got a good lineup for you tonight. A lot to talk about here too from the NBA. A lot of great college basketball cards. Lots of good Big East matchups, and as well as some on the ice. So let's get this one underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Chris Ruffolo. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Prim. Catch him every day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time in the morning show with Mitch. Of course, he's also part of the video series, The Puck Dogs, with Rod Zawacky, as they give you these video picks from the NHL daily basis. So let's go ahead and bring in Chris right now. Chris, what's happening?
Oh, not much, Tony. Just living the dream. How are you?
Doing great. How was your trip to Vegas?
You know what? Profitable. Came home with more money than I left with, so I can't complain. But you and I were talking before the show. With the way that the airport was looking, it's probably gonna be a little bit before I go back, which stinks. But we'll see. Always willing to brave the airport to go to a trip to Vegas.
No question about that. Yeah, it's always fun to be out there. Tonight we're going to college hoops tonight. Hofstra will be hosting Monmouth. Hofstra big favorite, 19 here, total 140.
Yeah, big favorite indeed, Tony. You remember those old days where Monmouth was a team that we would always look to back in the underdog role, especially against the bigger teams. You know, they were always a giant killer and, always a team that you had to kind of keep your eye on. And I tell you, I made my pretty penny with Monmouth back in the day, but now I'm making my pretty penny by going against Monmouth. They have not been able to make the transition from the MAC with 2 A's to the Colonial this season. It's been an absolute disaster for Monmouth this season, as they are 1-15 straight up, 4-12 against the number this season. And over their last 5 games, Monmouth not terrible defensively, allowing 71.6 points per game. The problem is that they're still being outscored in those 5 games by over 24 points per game, putting up 47.2 points per game in their last 5. I was a little bit hesitant. I backed off of Drexel because I said Drexel, a defense-first team. Sometimes with these defense-first teams and those big numbers, kind of makes it hard to cover the big numbers. But then Monmouth goes out and outdoes themselves and only scores 35 points in that game. I think Hofstra's just going to absolutely take it to Monmouth in this one. I look for Monmouth to get crushed again. I think Hofstra's just a far better team, and I think Monmouth might be one of the worst teams in college basketball this season. So I'm going to take Hofstra, lay the big number, not even overthink it.
All right, Hofstra laid the 19 here against Monmouth, and Monmouth 355th in the nation. I think there's there are some teams lower. I don't know if it's the IUPUI or if it's the Milwaukee. What other teams come to mind here when you look at when they're that bad?
Mississippi Valley State.
That's right. We just covered all those games on Monday.
Right. I'll tell you who's below them. I'll tell you who's below them right now. Green Bay, Florida A&M, Mississippi Valley State, Delaware State, Lamar, LIU, IUPUI, and Hartford.
There you go. Hey,
Murderers.
That was my play here. I had IUPUI on the drive-thru the other day, and they covered.
And they came in. Yeah, hey, they don't. It doesn't matter how. They just ask if you covered. They don't ask how many you covered by. They just ask if you did.
How did they beat Monmouth? How did they beat Manhattan? Their old buddy there from the MAAC.
Familiarity, maybe if anything more than anything else, is that they knew who they were up against, and Monmouth got the win there. But yeah, no. Other than that, like you said, it's been a disaster for Monmouth this season, and I know they lost talent, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad.
Oh my goodness, yeah, they're at 356 in the nation in D1 experience. Are you ready for these? These are conference numbers, guys. You ready for this? 17.9% from 3, 37.4% 2-point shooting, 62% the free throw line. What's going on?
I'll tell you, they're sponsored by your local Home Depot with how many bricks they're throwing up in a lot of these games. It has been
that's in conference. That's against this Colonial.
That's in conference.
Yeah, those are conference numbers I'm giving you. Oh my god.
And then even like I said, even if you go out of conference, look at some of the teams they've been pummeled by. They lost by, granted these are to be expected, but 38 to Illinois, 47 to Virginia. Seton Hall beat them by 28. Even Rider beat them by 26 points on the road. Yeah, Princeton beat them by 37. Yeah, I'll tell you, Monmouth. Yeah, it's not a good look for the Hawks this season.
Whoever King Rice is, man, tough times there for that head coach. Could know who. All right, here we go. Hofstra minus 19 here. They're out of New Jersey, so you can't bet them on them in New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
That sucks if you're in New Jersey. Hofstra minus 19 here against Monmouth. This one will have a start time here of 7 Eastern time. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, we do have lots of college hoops on the board, some NHL, a couple of West Coast games. These two teams competing here for fans in SoCal. And we also have NBA as well. Some Trae Young out. That was some news that came in this afternoon in that Bucks-Hawks game. We saw some live movement there. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
I'm telling you, I got a lot going on tonight. I got my $15 NHL pickoff play. You can see the numbers there. We've been having a great amount of success so far in the NHL this season. Didn't hit our play yesterday, but I'm going to bounce back and hit it today. Also, got my college hoops 5-point swing, my 5 best bets on the board. I got that for $49. Or we always talk about, this is the time to hop on long term. The schedules for college hoops are trying to be loaded. Saturday is a loaded card. There's a big card tomorrow as well. Also, NBA mixed in there as well as NHL. And even, I believe there's some Saturday NFL this week as well. So hop on the long-term passes. It's your best value, whether it's just with me or someone else part of the 2-for-1 capper deal. Been off to a great start in 2023, hoping to keep it going. But got to have you guys along for the ride to get there. So definitely check it out at Pick Dogs Premium.
That's right, guys. Got it board here with Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs. Look at these numbers here in NHL. 2,622 units of profit, all documented over the site. Chris here over nearly 1,800 units of profit, all sports combined for 2023. Get on board with Chris. He does have his $15 premium play up there. Credit guarantee on his power play. Get on board with that. $15 must win, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That is credit guarantee. Also in action with a 5-pack here from College Hoops. So Chris is ready to roll here. Of course, as Mitch mentioned, the long-term pass is the way to roll. You can pick up all of Chris's plays here with that 7-day all sports pass. All of Chris's premium plays for 7 days includes all his hockey, his NBA, his college hoops, and NFL. Remember, NFL here is on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. You got the Monday night game, so the perfect time to get that 7-day all sports pass. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Chris, as always, great having you on the show. Keep up the great work. We'll talk with you again next week. But I know you got the morning show, and of course, we can always look forward to that Puck Dogs video series with you and Ron.
Absolutely, Rod and I having a great time doing a lot of these hockey videos. A full card tomorrow, 12 games, plus a parlay video going up too. So, tons of content going up at Pick Dogs tonight. You guys just got to check it out. They'll be up hopefully within the next hour or so.
Very good. All right, Chris, keep it up. Great work. We'll talk next week.
Sounds good, Tony. Take care.
You got it. Chris Ruffolo here on the drive to. Let's continue on here on the show. I think Mitch might have caught those 12 games that they're going to cover tomorrow in the morning. Let's bring it in right now. Mitch, what's happening?
12 NHL games.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm calling in sick tomorrow. I think, or maybe I'll have to intentionally gloss over the NHL tomorrow. I'll at least have to, or find my lucky penny. You know?
There you go. Betting tools. They'll be busy tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be working the betting tools and just I don't know. I have a method for hockey. It actually has been working for the last couple of years, the Mitchy Pucks picks, but it's just a formula I use, and it just seems to actually work. But it's mostly puck line plays, puck line dogs or puck line favorites. It works both ways. It just seems that the data really does point you in hockey to where the value is more often than not. It's a crazy thing.
Indeed, yeah. Maybe the 4 lines, they don't have something to do with it. But tonight we're going to the NBA here. We've got the Grizzlies here hosting the Spurs. These lines are going to be big against the Spurs. Grizzlies laying 13.5, total 239.
Well, I know who Spurs fans are rooting for, and that's the Grizzlies in this one because, of course, they want to stay in position for that Wembanyama sweepstakes. And the Spurs 3-7 straight up in their last 10, 7-3 against the number, while the Grizz 8-2 straight up in their last 10, 6-4 against the number. But at home, the Grizzlies have been even better, 17-3 straight up. And at 20 home games into the season, 17-3, nothing to shake a stick at. And the thing is, really not that much worse against the number, 13-6-1 here against the number. And the Grizzlies just seem to be improving every time out. 2 years ago, I used to see the Grizzlies as a team that would kind of hover right around 500. They'd get a game below 500, and then they'd win a game. They'd get 2 games over 500, they'd lose 2 games. But last year, the Grizzlies found answers. They found it when John Morant was out. And that's when they found the answers. And I believe that they're just sticking with that same strategy. This is game 2 of a back-to-back. And it's not back-to-back nights, but it's back-to-back, same home team, same road team. So they were favored by 11 on 2 days ago against the Spurs by 11. They won that game by 8 points, and now here they are as an even bigger favorite against the Spurs. And I just think that, in this type of situation, I think that the talent just going to win out. I think the Spurs have better days ahead, and when they've been giving those high draft picks, they certainly know what to do with them. But even though that the Spurs have covered in 5 of their last 6 games, I don't know. I gotta go with the Grizz here. I just think that they shut them down on defense, and I don't think the Spurs can put a dent in the Grizzlies defensively.
There we go. We got Mitch here going here with the Grizzlies here. Lay the 13.5 here with Moran here on the court. Someone who they keep track of, who's always in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation, is Jaren Jackson. Someone who's really plays well defensively here for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, he has played well. He's having a good season, and the Grizzlies are relatively healthy right now. John Morant questionable, but obviously with this number, he is going to go, right. So yeah, and then with the Spurs, they just don't seem to have that top level talent right now. But like I said, we know what they do with the number 1 draft choice, and they've done more with it than anybody else, I think, in the last 25 years.
Yeah, they got their scorers are injured. We got Vassell out. Keldon Johnson is questionable there for the Spurs. Mitch here on the Grizzlies, lay the 13.5 here against the Spurs. This one to have a start time 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Mitch, what you got going over at Pick Dogs Pin? What's happened over as we flip the calendar to 2023? What's happened over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat?
Pick Dogs we're just trying to take it to a whole nother level, and we've spent a few years here putting the pieces back together, and now we're ready to start pushing things forward. We're just assembling an even larger team, and growing by the minute, it seems. As you can see, Wayne Scott on the show, the winner of the Become a Capper contest. Wayne was up, I think, 1,700 units for the month of December, which is no small feat. Picking 3 games every single day across that time span. So, we welcome him. We'll be adding, hopefully, another capper. I put out a chance for a second chance capper, but no one has really fit the bill for it yet. But I still have a few guys I'm considering. And then as far as other things that we're doing, a lot of the new cappers, a lot of other guys want to do some more video that we're going to be doing. I've been doing a TikTok props on our TikTok channel. It's Pick Dogs. And then on Instagram, I've been doing the Dog of the Day. So you check out the Dog of the Day every day on our IG. And, of course, our TikTok, which we took a little bit of a break from, but I've been doing it for the last 4 or 5 days. So, follow our TikTok and join in the party over there. I'll start following some of you guys back. I know I only follow on TikTok, I think it's 14 people. So I'm like one of those assholes. I have 472,000 followers and I follow 15. It's like, so maybe I'll start following some of you guys.
There you go. Take a look at the camera, Mitch. There you go. There's Mitch.
Yeah. So
it's funny. It showed up on my Facebook timeline for some reason.
I think it shared Facebook, but there's our TikTok is right there. Yeah. So I think it has like a feature where it will share it to Facebook and IG, or maybe it shares it to IG and then IG shares it to Facebook.
That's probably what happens. Yeah.
A clip from it will so, and I also been posting it on the Twitter, just a link to the TikTok, trying to keep everything a little separate. And obviously we're looking for people to take over some of these certain roles. I volunteered Mills to take over the TikTok. I think he'd be a great candidate for our TikTok, to be our guy. So, someone like that. I think, I can't be everywhere.
No. That sounds like a great idea.
I'm trying, but it's like normally the way we do it is, excuse me, I start things off and then we see what's working and we grow from there.
Yep. All right, Mitch, I'll let Mitch get a little bit of water there. He's going through what I went through the other day because I didn't have the ability to switch the screen. All right, we got Mitch back again. Anything in closing, Mitch, before you go?
No, that's about it. I'm just really excited about everything. I think it's going to be a big year. I was talking to Big Al after the football show today, and it's just kind of that transitional time of the year where it's like we go from football every day of the week and basketball during the day and all these things kind of back into our regular schedule, but we have really good games every day, really good schedule, football on the weekends. January and February are going to be like that. And then, of course, March, that's when everybody and their uncle jumps on board and all of a sudden becomes a college basketball expert. But, we're talking, Georgia State, Troy every day here. So
that's right.
It's nothing new for us. We're locked and loaded.
I love with these full boards, that Big East action. Really exciting college basketball card tonight. All right, Mitch, have yourself a great evening, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, everybody. Good to see everyone. And, of course, thanks, everybody, for always supporting Pick Dogs.
Exactly. Mitch here on the drive-thru. Guys, reminder, if you missed any of our picks, we'll recap at the end of the show. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Next is Big Al McMordie. You can catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. I think he just shot the NFL show with Mitch and Jay. I'll bring him in right now. Big Al, how's he doing this week?
Pretty good, yeah. Jay and Mitch and I, we just did the NFL show. It was a lot of fun this year. Today's show, because there's only 6 games, was relatively short. It wasn't the 90-minute marathon we usually do, but I actually had a good year on the show. My picks for the entire season, picking one play, side or total in every game, I was 164 and 115 with 6 pushes. So it was, it was really a lot of fun. Hopefully the 6 picks for this week's wild card action will click, so people should go check it out on the archive right now.
Absolutely. Check it out on the archive here on Pick Dogs. Guys, check it out. Make sure you subscribe so you can access those videos very easily. All right, we go to the NBA tonight. Big Al, we know there's been some news here with Trae Young. Bucks on the road to face the Hawks. The Bucks laying 4.5, total 228.
Yeah, I mean, Trae Young, it says he's out with an illness. I don't know if that means the flu or what it means, but he's not going to play, so the line's up to 4.5 points. The Bucks play this game with double revenge from 2 blowout losses to the Hawks. They lost by 15 points here in Milwaukee, and then before that they lost by 19 down in Atlanta. Young, he just played in that win against the Clippers. Atlanta won as a road underdog at Los Angeles, and Young scored 30 points on Sunday night. But the Hawks, they've not really been stringing together point spread wins. They're 3-14 ATS, their last 17 off an ATS win, so that doesn't bode well tonight. And then Milwaukee Bucks are really good when playing with revenge from a 15-point or worse defeat. They're 37-18 ATS in that situation. And then Milwaukee's also 17-7 with a push ATS as a road favorite versus non-winning competition. So I think this all sets up pretty well for Milwaukee tonight. I think that they should be favored by more than 4.5 without Young in the lineup. So I'm going to take Milwaukee minus the points.
All right, Big Al says go ahead and take the Bucks. I'll lay the 4.5 here against the Hawks. It's a big revenge angle for you here, right? And it was what happened in that Charlotte game. That was mind-boggling, huh?
You have to. Which Charlotte game?
When they got pounded. That game they got pounded. I think they gave up like almost 150 points. That was a few games ago. I think, that was.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't yesterday, then I don't even know what the heck you're talking about at this point. I can't keep it all straight, Tony. I apologize.
I understand that how it rolls. It's the same thing. The game's just kind of, it's just so many games out there, especially out with this college basketball card. But anyway, we got Big Al here. Of course, the Milwaukee did bounce back from that loss, and they beat the Knicks, so that was the game before the Knicks game. But Bucks here laid the 4.5 against the Hawks. So this one here will have a start time here of 7:40 Eastern time on ESPN. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, tonight, some great results again in the NFL here. These are the premium plays, not the show picks. So this has been an outstanding NFL season again for Big Al. Of course, we got the NFL playoffs coming up this weekend and Monday night. We got the NBA, NHL, as well as college basketball on the card tonight. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, looking to bounce back. I had my worst day in decades last night, 0-8 with a push, so it doesn't get much worse. Or, as I like to joke today, it's only up from there because it can't get any worse than that. But, it's still been pretty good over the last few years, just not the month of January. It's just been a dreadful start to 2023 for me. But I try to think of the glass as being, half full, not half empty. And over the last 26 months in basketball, 966 and 800. So I'll take that any day. But it's not been a good January. So we look to bounce back today. I've got 7 college basketball plays, including my Big South game of the month and also my Colonial Athletic Association game of the month. And then I've got a 5-game package as well. I'm passing in the NBA. My favorite play in the NBA was the Milwaukee Bucks tonight, but nothing strong enough to be a premium play. And then I'm passing in hockey as well.
All right, again, board here with Big Al. McMordie over at Pick Dogs. When you see the great results here in the NFL that this season, get on board. Big Al's Colonial Athletic Association Game of the Month is up there right now on the board, as well as a Big South play. A lot of individual plays here, as well as a 5-pack here from College Hoops here from Big Al. But again, instead of buying all these plays individually, you may consider it. Just want to try them out. Get the 1 week All Sports Pass. Get all of Al's premium plays here for a week and include all of his NBA, all his college basketball, NHL, and the NFL. Remember, the NFL this week is on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then, of course, on Monday, re-up it to the 1 month and get all the playoff plays up until the Super Bowl. So there you go. With the 1 week All Sports Pass, use the promo code PICK at checkout and you'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-point capper promotion, even greater value there. All right, Big Al, it's always great having your show. Keep up the great work and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be back on Thursday. Thanks. And did you survive the flooding waters here? It's been crazy out here.
Yeah,
just making sure you survive.
Lots of rain, right? It's like the 90s all over again.
Yeah. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Tony.
You got Big Al here on the drive-through. Right, we'll continue here, guys. If you miss any picks, we'll recap at the end of the show. Let's continue on here on the drive-through. Up next is our contest winner here on the Pick Dogs contest here for December. We'll bring in Wayne Scott, successful on his first pick here on the drive-through. That hook came into play here, Wayne.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what it's about, man, being on the right side.
That's right, on the right side indeed with Nevada to kick it off here. But here we go tonight. NBA Celtics here to host the Pelicans. Celtics laying 9.5 total, 231. You'll be looking at this one a little different way.
Yes, sir, I will be, and I got some couple stats that hopefully support everything that I'm going to give on this pick. New Orleans Pelicans, as you guys know, they got a couple injuries tonight. They've been playing decent without Zion, without Ingram. We got Herbert Jones day to day today. They're 3-7 on the road. They are 14-2 against opponents 500 and up, and they are 11-4. Opponents 500 and below, and they're 11-14. With opponents above 500. So that's a little concerning to me that they can't beat the better teams. In their last 5, they've won 2 of 3, beating the Wizards and beating the Rockets, losing to the Nets, the Sixers, and the Mavs. They played the Celtics this year already, November 18th. Celtics won on the road, and Pelicans had Ingram. The Celtics won by 8, and the Celtics won the first half on the road by 10. I'm going to go into this Boston Celtics team. It shouldn't even be much said. The number 1 team, number 2 in scoring, averaging 118, but at home they're averaging even more at 121. Small game sample size of these guys. In the last 3 games, defensively, they're third right now. I will point something out about Boston. The reason why I'm staying away from the full game, they are 1-5 ATS coming into it. They're still winning. They're just not covering. But I believe they'll fix it. Tonight, I'm going to go with the Boston Celtics first half. Reason being, like I tried to point out earlier, this New Orleans team, they're not playing good against the better teams. And they're 1-4 ATS in the first half. And when they're playing teams with a record above 500, and I believe Boston's record is above 500. So I'll be taking the Boston Celtics -5 today.
All right, we got Wayne here on the Celtics here. Lay the 5.5 first half here against the Pelicans. Yeah, Pelicans have some struggles on the road, dropping 3 of 4, having issues sitting 18th in offensive efficiency, having trouble generating offense. The Celtics will be without Smart and Williams. Williams is that rebounder, but they played well without Williams in the lineup, right? They were just basically using that smaller lineup and hitting their outside shots.
Yeah, and I got a little point about that, too. The Boston Celtics are actually 10 games above 500 when Smart doesn't play. So I'm not really worried with Smart not playing. They're still winning without him. They got some good guards coming off the bench. And I think they come out here in this first half and smack them up pretty good at home today.
All right, we got Wayne here on the Celtics. Lay the 5.5. First half play against the Pelicans. This one will have a start time 7:40 Eastern time. All right, Wayne. Let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. We have a lot going on here tonight in the NBA as well as college basketball. A lot of big conference, Big East battles and more tonight. SEC as well on the major networks. Showing up a good start to the NFL here in your time here at Pick Dogs. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Tonight I got a 3-pack for you guys. I got 2 NBA, 1 college basketball. My N1 pack also got my college basketball separate as a N1 play. Yesterday in college basketball I went 2-1, but I missed my big play, so I'm looking to hit that today. Hockey I went 1-1 yesterday. I hit the Blues plus 150. So I've been going 500 these past 2 days. I'm just looking to make my way on that leaderboard. So that's what it's about.
That's right. Get on board here with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, tonight he's on board here with a 3-pack. It is a feature play NBA and CBB and a 1-pack there. So get on board here. 2 NBA on the board and a college basketball on that 3-pack. So get on board with it. Credit guarantee must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account. That is credit guarantee. Also, plays here from college basketball, individually priced up there. And of course, you may consider Wayne's 1 week all sports pass. You get all of Wayne's premium plays here for 7 days. You got all of his NBA, all his NHL, college hoops. Of course, don't forget the NFL. The entire wild card weekend is covered in this 7-day all sports pass because we got NFL here on Saturday, Sunday, and that Monday night game between the Cowboys and Buccaneers. So this is going to be an exciting weekend in the NFL as we got some wild card weekend. Oh yeah, the playoffs are happening, and remember we got only 2 teams on byes now, so it's a little different look than we've had in the past. So this should be interesting here on wild card round here with a lot of these division champions in action here. And of course, we've got the wild card weekend 7-day pass. Use it and get on board. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Wayne, as always, great having your show. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, Pick Dogs family.
Indeed. You got it. Wayne Scott here on the drive-thru. Reminder, guys, if you miss any pick, we'll recap at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Time to talk some hockey, and we're going to go ahead and bring in Rod Zawacky. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring him in right now. Rod's been good to us here on the drive-thru with his plays. A few nights ago, he kind of whispered in with the Kings, and they got the job done against his Oilers. So whenever he's got to play against the Oilers, he better be all ears because that's his team. So let's bring him in right now. I think we're all set to roll with Rod Zawacky. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much, Tony. Had a good day, a nice sunny day. Went for a nice long walk. Dogs enjoyed it. Been a good day. Checked out some action tomorrow and checked out some weekend action. Getting a little bit ahead of the game. Always do a little bit of homework. Always taking a look, see what angles we can find. You never know what you're going to find. Always just deep diving. You always do as much work as you can. Always see what you can find because you never know what pops up.
You never
checking
do.
Out interviews here, interviews there. And these days, that TikTok works for more, especially in hockey. They do a whole lot of morning skates. We've got guys doing morning skates. They'll sit there and shoot a live morning skate for you on just about all the teams.
Oh, it's nice. That's nice to have that. That's important information. It kind of gives you an idea who the starting goalie is going to be, right? Isn't there an angle to
Correct.
that?
Oh yeah, and then who's going? Yeah, because the last guy off the ice is usually the starting goalie for the day. Is the way it trends in hockey majority of the time. So it's good to get some information and see who's playing, who's not playing, who's out. And these guys travel around with the team all the time. It's kind of amazing the way social media has changed. Helped us out in tons. So
yeah, they come. A part of it is they want to control the narrative, but 2, they get the information out, which is important. We don't care how it gets out; we're getting it out right there from the source, who's live there. I think they have their own. These teams hire their own digital media departments, and they get the word out, and that's great that we're getting these videos there. Even doesn't matter what platform it is, just give it to us. We like it. We need the information. And tonight, Rod's got some good stuff for us tonight. Here's the Leafs. We'll be at home against the Predators here with the Leafs laying minus 180, total 6.
Yeah, you look at this one. I know in the video earlier, I took the Leafs on the puck line. I think they got a good shot here to upend the Predators, who've been playing a lot of hockey in the last few nights. But for our play here tonight, I think the under is the way to go in this one. You look at Saros is going to get the start again in goal for these Predators, and he's been playing lights out hockey. He's made 102 saves in his last 2 starts, giving up only 3 goals. You look in his last 4 starts, he's given up only 7 goals over his last 4 starts. Playing pretty good hockey on the season as Saros, under 3 goals against average. Matt Murray's getting the start for the Leafs in this one tonight. He's 10-4-2 on the season with a 257 goals against average with a 916 save percentage. And when you look at Nashville, they are 4-1 to the under in their last 5 when the opponent scores 5 goals or more in the previous game, while the Leafs scored 6 last time out. So we leave the under as well in this one. 4-1 in the last 5 meetings in Toronto is the under. I got this as like a race to 3. I think I got this as a 4-1 game. I think Leafs come out and hold down Nashville in this one. I think Matt Murray stands on his head and becomes the first star, and we get Leafs on the puck line and the under.
All right, we got Rod here on Predators Leafs under the total of 6 goals. This Nashville team, where did this come from? Look at these wins. They beat Montreal. Then they go to Carolina, win at Washington, win at Ottawa. So a pretty good stretch here on this road trip.
Yeah, they that was all the Saros in that win against Carolina. He made 64 saves out of 67 shots, led in 3 goals, and they got a win 5-3 in that one. Craziness. He lights out. He played. He's been playing lights out hockey in goal for this Nashville team, and that's why they're on this stretch that they are. And I think the way the Leafs have been playing defense, that's why I like this under here. I think this comes down. I think the puck line with the Leafs is going to come down to an empty netter if they get the empty netter in this one.
Leafs
under. The under is the top thing. Take the under.
Under. Leafs under in 14-21 at home. Predators Leafs under the total of 6. This one will have a start time here of 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Rod, let's take over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, we got lots of NBA on the board. Really great college basketball card. Big East. We got some SEC monster games up here tonight. Really good competitive card. Some Mountain West there later as well. Of course, we got NBA. We got some hockey. A lot of West Coast hockey tonight from SoCal late night action. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
And for me, over at Pick Dogs Premium, we had a nice 2-in-1 day in college hoops. I'm looking to keep that rolling. I have my Wednesday bookie busters going. I've got five plays, 2 college basketball, 2 NBA, and 1 play in the NHL. You can get all 5 of those in my Wednesday bookie buster package, or you can get some of those singly. I have got my NBA play up there singly. That's my $15 drop a dime play, or you can get my college basketball mega money blast. Love that play. In college basketball tonight. Probably my top rated play on the board tonight, just about. I love that play. Scoop that up, head on over. Let's make some money. Feeling good about tonight's action. Wednesday, grab a 3-day, grab a 7-day, grab a 30-day. That'll get you right on through to the end of the Super Bowl. The 30-day will. So 7-day will get you right into all of it, to this week's NFL action. And this loaded NHL card we got tomorrow. We got 12 games tomorrow. Saturday, we got a whole bunch more loaded college basketball schedules we've been having. Lots of ways to make money. I don't know where to pick dogs. Scoop it up.
That's right. Get up board here with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dogs. Premium up on the board right now is Wednesday Bookie Busters. 5-pack up there on the board. So get on board right now. College basketball, NBA, and NHL combined here in a 5-pack. Also in there with this $15 drop a dime play, a $15 credit guarantee play, must win, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That is credit guarantee. Also with a mega blast here from college basketball. But again, instead of buying all these plays, we see it here on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday. That 1 week pass is a really great value right now. You get all of Rod's premium plays here for 7 days. Includes all his NBA, all his college hoops, NHL, and of course, don't forget the NFL. We got the NFL here on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. That's your 7-day all sports pass. Really good value right now over at Pick Dogs. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. Add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Rod, as always, great having you on the show. Keep up the great work. We'll talk with you again next week. But no, we can catch you every day in the mornings with Mitch and Chris, 10 a.m. Eastern time here on the Pick Dogs channel. And of course, the Puck Dogs video. You guys are burning those videos there from the NHL.
Yeah, definitely check that out. And we got a bunch of videos. As I said, we got 12 games tomorrow, plus a nice parlay. Like, follow, and subscribe to the channel so that way you don't miss out on any content that's coming up. because there's a lot more than my content. We've got a whole bunch of other cappers that are putting out content there as well. So you don't want to miss out on any of that. You even got Mitch's 7 picks, 5 minutes. And lots of premium content you want to miss out on, or content that you don't want to miss out on. So definitely check that out. Like, subscribe. Smash that like button. Costs you nothing. Helps us out a ton. You have yourself a good night, Tony. And I'll see you Friday.
We'll see you Friday. Steak Friday. Tune in Steak Friday for Rod Zawacky. All right. Have yourself a great night. Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. All right, guys. If there's any pick, we'll recap at the end of the show. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's take a look around the league here in the NBA. We are getting some confirmed lineups now, so we can kind of verify who's playing, who's not. We can now confirm that Anthony Edwards will be in the lineup tonight for Minnesota. He was the one question mark here for Minnesota. Bagley, Duran, and Stewart out. We're still waiting. It looks like Boeheim is going to play. Buddy Boeheim may play here. That shooter there looks like he is probably good to go. And also, we also have on the board here for Chicago, we can now confirm that DeRozan is out, officially out. So we got Ball, Bradley, DeRozan, Green out here. Bogdanovich is in here for Detroit. Going back, someone asked about Bojan. He is in, confirmed as playing. Over on the Washington side, Beal is confirmed out. We can now confirm that Porzingis is out. So is Gafford. So 3 starters out of the lineup here for Washington as they take on the Bulls. Bulls now move to a 1-point favorite right now. In the Milwaukee and Atlanta game, we know Capella and Young out. Ibaka and Middleton out here for Milwaukee. Going into the Boston game, we talked about this game earlier. Ingram, Jones, Liddell, Williamson out for New Orleans. For Boston, Gallinari, Smart, and Williams out. And in the Indiana game, we can now confirm that Brown and Nesmith out here for Indiana. And of course, Thies is out. Nesmith and Brown were questionable heading into this afternoon. They're both out. New York, a clean injury report. And let's take a look here. Still no word yet on Keldon Johnson here for San Antonio. That game will start at 8 Eastern time. Let me go ahead and hit the refresh and see if there's any update here on that one. We know in the Phoenix-Denver game, we can tell you now, Aiden, Booker, Crowder, Johnson, Paul, Payne, Shamet out. So a laundry list here for the Suns. This is going to be a tough spot here. Now looking at the Denver side, Gillespie, Green, Watson, we knew were out. We're still waiting word here on Brown, Highland, and Najee, who are probable. They're listed probable there. Going back here to the Spur game, no word yet on Johnson and Bates Diop. We're still on the questionable side. We can now upgrade, give you some news here on the Sacramento Kings as Wetter is now questionable. Wetter now questionable here for Sacramento as they play Houston late tonight, one of the late night games. So there you go, caught up with all the injury news here from the NBA. And there we go for you there. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. We're going to wait to see let's see if Dana Lane, I'm pretty sure he's signed in. I just want to make sure he's in. Yeah, he is in. So let's go ahead and bring in Dana Lane if I'm over at Pick Dogs. Great start to the college basketball season, man. He's been on absolute fire in college hoops. So let's bring Dana Lane in right now. Dana, what's happening?
Hey, Tony, how are you?
Doing great. All right, here we go. One of the two out west tonight at 10 Eastern time. Ducks here to host the Oilers. Oilers 250, total 6.5.
Yeah, not a surprise, right? We don't want anything to do with this side, of course. I'm not willing to put my money on the Ducks, and I'm not laying that kind of wood with the Oilers. But the total looks pretty interesting to me. And every time I refresh my lines and line percentages, everybody is on the over on this. And it's gone from 6.5. I think it's minus $1.30, maybe even up to $1.35 now. I mean, that has continued to climb all day long, and I can, certainly understand that. I mean, we just saw the Anaheim Ducks get seven goals put on them by the Boston Bruins. We just saw the Edmonton Oilers give up 6 to the Los Angeles Kings. Neither one of these teams, we know, of course, if you follow the Oilers, we know that they have all kinds of defensive problems. So one thing about Edmonton that they thought they were going to do coming into this season is, well, if we carry the puck and if we win the Corsi on most nights, well, then defensively, we won't be in that bad of it. We won't be in trouble because we'll handle the puck 55% of the time. That hasn't happened as much this year, and that's really been a problem for the Edmonton Oilers. There are some factors, if you go back to that game, Tony, and I'm sure you watched it as a Kings fan, those 6 goals that they gave up, we know they had a horrific first and second period, especially on the penalty kill. And that's one of the things that I think that the Oilers will go out at the trade deadline and try to shore up. I mean, they need a penalty killer. They need another defenseman. there were some times the other night against LA, I think they had one defenseman on the ice. They were playing with 5 forwards, or 4 forwards. I just think for the Oilers, they are just not there yet. And I know if you don't watch this on a regular basis, people think about the Oilers as this high-flying offensive team, and they certainly are. I mean, terrific power play. We know they're 31% on the year on the power play, but just defensively, they give up too much. So now, where does this all come? Well, the 6 goals against LA that they gave up, 4 was on the power play. Do I think that there's going to be 7 combined power plays tonight against the Ducks? Probably not. And the reason why it's not going to be that way is I can't think that the Edmonton Oilers or the Anaheim Ducks are going to play a heavy forecheck game. When you play a heavy forecheck game and you don't check your man and you're not in good position, that's where a lot of the penalties will come up. I don't think they're going to play that type of game tonight. I think they're going to force Edmonton to beat them through the neutral zone. I think they're going to clog that up, try to get into a dump and chase game. So although the public likes the over in this game, I'm really compelled to go under that 6.5 and get that plus money.
All right, Dana here going Oilers Ducks under 6.5. I think they don't like Gibson too much, right? He's expected that John Gibson expected here for Anaheim.
Well, interesting with John Gibson, Tony. I mean, I don't know what the plan is going to be. I just always, and I was talking to a guy that works for the Ducks today, and I said, where is John Gibson mentally? And he said, he's doing great. Well, okay. I mean, but if I'm John Gibson, and this was my words, I said, look, you got 4 more years left on a contract that is easily movable. I think it's only over $6 million. We know John Gibson is one of the better goaltenders in the league when he's playing behind a good team. He doesn't even need a great team. He just needs to be. I wonder what would happen if John Gibson was on Edmonton. I think the Oilers would be in better shape, certainly last year. But I had wondered at come deadline time if the Anaheim Ducks might try to move John Gibson with a contract that, hey, look, it's not the hardest in the world to move. It's not a Fleury contract, that's for sure. So I think John Gibson, who they left in there they hung him out to dry the other night. I think he just understands the situation. I think he's kind of biding his time. I don't think he's going to be a Duck the rest of his career. I wouldn't want to be if I was him. And keep in mind, Tony, everybody thinks that John Gibson's like 35 years old. He's only 29 years old. Yeah. He's got plenty of hockey left. I don't think this is a guy that wants to spend it in Anaheim. But the flip side of that, too, is, and I know that kind of goes in the face of what they did against Boston the other night, man, these upper echelon teams, these are opportunities for Gibson to really show off and say, look, I can help you get to the next level. He's got another opportunity to do so tonight. He's got to get some help in front of him.
Is there somebody in waiting in San Diego? Sometimes we see that, right, with the Kings. There's somebody in waiting here in the farm team.
Yeah, I honestly, Tony, I've gone and went down the Ducks farm system, but I think they're building for sure. I mean, we saw them last year where there was spurts of this team that was expected to not be very good consistently and come up and kind of bite people sometimes. We've seen plenty of plus $2 wins from the Ducks last year. That's a good question. I mean, I'll go down and look at that. But as far as the Ducks' depth, obviously part of the reason why John Gibson was hung out to dry the other night is just there's no confidence behind him. And so he is the one piece that is going to return enough pieces to even start to sniff credibility in a very difficult Pacific Division.
There you go. We got Dana here. Oilers Ducks under a total of 6.5 goals. This one will have a start time here of 10 Eastern time. All right, Dana, let's take a look over at Pig Dodge Room. Tonight's actually, we said college basketball has been on fire. 1,415 units of profit in college basketball, showing great profit for 2023. Last 7 days, yesterday, a monster day. Got some on the ice. Lots of college basketball tonight, including a team in your neck of the woods in action. UNLV and Boise State. What do you have going over at Pig Dodge Premium?
Well, we don't have UNLV at Boise State, but man, these are games that UNLV is going to have to start winning. Nice overall record. 1-2 in the Mountain West is not going to cut it. They have games coming up. They have 15 games remaining. They got to beat the Boise States and the Colorado States of the world, and maybe get a W against San Diego State, which has always been an issue for UNLV. But I really love the way Kruger's team is moving in the right direction. This is not a program that is stagnant, and the Thomas and Mack is starting to feel electric again. But tonight we got 4 games up. Get on it early right now because we have 10 minutes before tip-off. Charleston Southern, that game is up. The Alabama-Arkansas game is up, as well as LaSalle and UMass. And, of course, we got that 3-game pack that we always put up every single day. You must profit or get a credit towards the price of the package right back to your account. So you got to at least win 2 of those 3 games, and those are extremely popular. So get on those now. You got 9 minutes before tip-off.
All right, there. Get on board here with Dana Lane over at Pick Dodge. Putting great results in college hoops in action tonight with a 3-team college basketball bookie crusher package up there. Get on board there. Profit guarantee. A lot of these individual plays, the big games on TV tonight. Arkansas, Alabama's up there. Nice mid-major, Charleston Southern, and High Point. So get on board here. The long-term passes will serve you well. You want to try out Dana? Why don't you get that 7-day all sports pass? All of Dana Lane's premium plays for 7 days includes all his college basketball, his NBA, as well as NHL. Don't forget the NFL. The NFL is on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. That's the way to roll here with Dana. Get on board with that 7-day all sports pass. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-point capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Dana, it's always great having you on the show. We just saw someone in the chat room, Ramon, writes, the goalie is Luka Dolstol, 2.72 GAA, 2018 third-round pick from the Czech, 22-year-old.
Yeah, tough to take AHL numbers and equate it to what it would be in the NHL. I mean, these are guys that you have to watch on a daily basis. And really, I mean, we see this in baseball, and we certainly see it in hockey. There's some goaltenders that have really good American Hockey League numbers and, of course, struggle up in the NHL level. And, of course, it goes the other way as well. But that, we'll dive into that a little bit so we know what the backup situation is there. But certainly tonight, I like the under and getting the plus money. And I think I really like John Gibson. I just wish he was in a better situation. But I think he comes up big tonight against Edmonton. Now, also, too, you want to remember, minutes distributed tonight may not be, what it was against Los Angeles. I mean, this is the second game of a 4-game road trip for Edmonton. And, of course, it culminates with that game against the Vegas Golden Knights. So they may, they're very aware. Tom McClellan is not going to go out and, put Connor McDavid on the ice for 27 minutes in this game. You can bet that. So also remember that time on ice will probably be evenly distributed a little bit more than normal.
There you go, from Dana Lane, NHL hockey expert, doing great work here on Pick Dog. Get his premium plays right now over on as well as college basketball. Fantastic numbers. All right, Dana, have yourself a great evening. We'll talk with you again next week.
I appreciate it, Tony. Thank you.
You got it, Dana Lane here on the drive-thru. Remind you guys, if you missed any picks, we'll do a recap here at the end of the show. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's go ahead and welcome in Al Ninos. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's been on a pretty good run here of late. Let's go ahead and bring in Al Ninos in right now. So we go over to Al Ninos here. He's coming to us from the Skype world. Al Ninos, what's happening?
Going pretty good over here on the Skype world. How are you doing, Tony?
Doing great. All right, here we go tonight, NBA ESPN. We're getting both the ESPN games for you tonight. Nuggets here to host the Suns. The Nuggets here laying 13.5, total 227.
Yeah, another huge favorite, but I'm not going to look at the full game here. Although, when you look at the full game stats, the Nuggets here have done pretty well in the home favorite role. They're 10-7-1 against the spread as home favorites. On the other side, you got a team that's going to be missing a lot of their the 3 best players really. So it's going to be a rough night for the Suns, who again not bad in this spot, 6-4 against the spread as road dogs, but again missing their 3 best players. I'm not sure how much you can adjust the line for that. Now this line has moved a little bit. So Denver, he opened around 12.5, now laying 14.5. Depending on where you're shopping, but yeah, at the end of the day, we had a close one with the Lakers without their stars. I think it's going to be a similar kind of game, but again, not sure I feel too comfortable laying this type of huge number, full game. But it is a game I see the Nuggets coming out strong. They should build a big lead early, and then I think hold on to it for most of the game, and hopefully just rest their starters down the stretch. So I'll be looking at the Nuggets to cover this 4.5 point spread in the first quarter here.
All right, Ninos going to take the Nuggets the first quarter, get out that run here against the Suns. Although some might say maybe the second. I don't know. It's tough to say in a back-to-back because, again, there's going to be a lot of minutes for guys who aren't used to getting minutes, right, because of the all these injuries. Now, again, we've seen some line move now to 14.5 because a lot of the questionables that we had are officially out. We'll repeat it again. Ayton, Booker, Crowder, Johnson, Paul, Payne, Shamet out. So many of the questionables are also out. So it's a laundry list here for the Suns. Nuggets starting five here will be Murray, Caldwell Pope, Porter, Gordon, and Jokic. Gordon was the question mark. He's in. So you've got a starting five here. It's going to be a tough battle for the Suns, especially on a back-to-back. Even though they won last night, these guys again are going to be seeing extra minutes. They're not used to playing.
Yeah, against a very good team, a very good home team, and a team that. Again, I think with just, Jokic, he loves going off, so I think he's at least going to have a good start. If he gets shorted on his minutes later on down the stretch, we won't have to worry, at least for this bet. But yeah, I guess it's more than just the three best players for the Suns that will be out tonight. But I mean, there's the three main guys that you want to worry about in this lineup. Obviously, Booker, Paul, and Ayton. Those guys are clearly out, and just those three alone would make this tough game, and their main role players being out as well isn't going to help either. So, rough night here for the Suns coming.
All right, Ninos, we got you on track here with the first quarter on the Nuggets. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
My bet of the year, so check that out. Went on a pretty good run in the NBA, 11-game streak. Unfortunately, lost last night, but still 11-1 run in the NBA, so you might want to check that $15 play out. Got 3-pack in the NBA, 3-pack in the NHL as well. If you're looking for more action, again, the best way to go is long-term or getting the 2-for-1 capper specials. I got a 4th NBA play as well for everyone on the longer-term passes, so I'll make sure you grab one of those.
All right, get up with Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results the last 7 days for the entire year, 574 units of profit. NBA Alley Oop, $15 premium play is up there right now, so go ahead and get it. Credit guarantee, and the long-term pass will serve you well. 7-day pass, all available premium plays for 7 days. Use the promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off. All right, Al, as always, great having you on the show. Keep up the good work, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, have a good one, time.
Got El Ninos here on the drive-thru. Time for my pick. Let's get right to it. Alabama, Arkansas, under 153.5 for this one. We've seen some movement going up, and it's probably because, let me go ahead and pull up that information on this game. I believe there was a lot of, Arkansas has gone through a lot of injuries this season. I really believe their only chance of being competitive here is just to play that lockdown defense they play at home, and that is why I chose the under, because I think that's the only way they can really, they're not a very good shooting team, and the only way they're going to really be able to win this one is play one of those tight defensive battles. I just don't see them getting into one of those fast-paced battles against Alabama, because they're just not that type of team. They're not a very good three-point shooting team, and we're still showing the doubtfuls here and outs here for Burnett, Smith, and Brazil. These are some key contributors there. Doubtful, and out. So that's the concern here for both teams. So again, you're looking here at the Razorbacks. They've gone under in 5 straight, and they're going to have to really bring that suffocating defense here. They're holding teams at 37% shooting at home, and Alabama holding teams at 33% shooting in conference. How did we get there? How did we get to 153? I don't know. This just looks to me, with 2 defensive-minded teams and these key contributors out, that we're going to have an under. Of course, again, the way Arkansas shoots, I just don't see them trying to play that up and down pace. It's going to be one of those grinded out games. So I'll take our Alabama Arkansas under 153.5. This one will have a start time here, top of the hour, ESPN2. All right, guys, check out Pick Dogs Premium. I have 7 premium plays today. I have a play right now on the on college basketball. Best bet, 3-pack college basketball, and the NBA. So let's take a quick recap here, guys. Take a look at what we have for tonight's show. Chris on Hofstra laid the 19 here against Monmouth. Mitch was on the Grizzlies, laid 13.5 against Spurs. Al McMordie Bucks laid the 4.5 against the Hawks. Wayne Celtics -5.5 first half against the Pelicans. Rod Predators Leafs under 6. Dana Oilers Ducks under 6.5. El Ninos Nuggets -4.5 first quarter against the Suns. I'm on Alabama Arkansas under 153.5. All right, that's going to do it here for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Make sure you tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. Bringing our cappers here from Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Play. Still give out their plays here for you here for the games in prime time. Don't forget to get started every single day in the morning show at 10 a.m. Eastern time with Mitch, Chris, and Rod Zawacky. We've got the Puck Dogs NHL show up there with Rod and Chris. The Jay's Jam session with his NBA for all games, the full board breakdown with picks from Jay, college basketball, bank shot video there from a video series here from Ron Romanelli. We got Javon's parlay video, NFL playoff show just finished shooting a few hours ago, so check it out in the archives with Mitch, Big Al, and Jay. So lots of video series here on Pick Dogs, and keep an eye for Mills's MMA videos and him and Brad doing a show as well coming up this weekend as we have the MMA returning to action here following their holiday break. All right, that's going to do it here for our show. Let's go ahead and bring in our cappers for tonight's show. Go ahead and wave goodbye, guys. You guys.